Welcome to the Riverside Jet Track in Crownthorpe in Hastings. This is round 4 of the National Championship. It's been an exciting ride so far. Let's go back and take a look at what's happened in the season so far. Round 1 was at the Shelterview Aqua Track in Wanganui, and it was the local lad, Pat Dillon, putting on a show for the crowd. So this blown and injected 410 Ford big block of Pat Dillon, and he's got it wrong. Well, he had mechanical issues last year. He's got crash issues this year. Have a look at it again on the replay. Dillon just gets up on the island and is along for the ride.
We've been pushing it hard, you know, and a lot of that run was bloody good.
The opening round of the season's always going to turn up a few problems, and there was problems for Waitotara's Duncan Wilson as well. Second in the title chase last year. Took to the grass a few times at the Aqua Track. But one of the locals went well, and that was Leighton and Kelly Manel in Hummer time. Good enough to be second to the defending champion. 49.75. Richard Bird carried on from where he'd left off last year. He picked up a new sponsor in Vitriglaze, but the result was the same. He was too good for the field of Suzuki Superboats at Wanganui, finishing with a healthy margin.
We had got the boat on the pond yesterday, so we've got a few little things to fix, but we've got a couple of weeks to start to get a few of the faults ironed out and see if we can get the engine and make some power.
For round 2 of Suzuki Superboat, we travelled across to the Wairarapa to Featherston inside the Tohevanico racecourse. And once again, there were plenty of surprises. The biggest one, catching out Duncan Wilson, not once, but twice. Same corner, same boat, same outcome. That second roll a lot heavier than the first.
Went in there too quick, eh? Way too quick.
Defending champion Richard Bird wasn't immune from problems either. This in the top 4. It would eliminate the defending champion. And that opened the door for Leighton and Kelly Manel to grab their first win on New Zealand soil or water for the 2010 season. Hummer time picking up the win in Featherston and the lead in the points.
Sweet victory there, and you know the camp's worked so hard to get the boat here, and sort of we've had so many highs and lows with so many times we got there and so many times we've fallen out. So really nice to go away today, and with this one under our belt, you know, it puts us in good stead heading to Mary Mary.
From Featherston, it was up to just south of Auckland and Mary Mary Sprint Bowl. This is a notorious rotation. It's claimed a few before, and it was the same in 2010. Chris Munro finding the grass and then an awkward landing. Duncan Wilson and Jamie Lee Lupton had problems as well, but it wasn't of the crashing kind. A mechanical issue stopped him. And Richard Bird in qualifying somehow survived this.
And nearly, very nearly upside down.
I was just definitely overdriving it this morning. Kelvin's thrown another blade in the front of the jet unit after we broke that one on Friday. And it's a different boat to drive. It's just got so much more wally.
After his problems in round 1 and indifferent round 2, Pat Dillon came to the fore in Suzuki Superboat at Mary Mary.
It's our fastest run for today. We left it to the end, and no, I was really pleased with that.
First time in the 2, but he came up against the man that is dominant in the Superboat class, and that is Richard Bird and his co-driver Roger Maunder.
Did some running repairs before the 4. We actually blew the exhaust pipe off it. So yeah, we've got some hose clamps on there holding it together, but yeah, no, it's the strongest it's ever felt.
So after the recap, this is the way the points look in Suzuki Superboat as we head to Hastings. 86 points, the lead for Richard Bird from Leighton Manel and Jamie Cooper, our debutant, up into 3rd place. So this is Rob Cooley, man brand new to jet sprinting here, would finish 8th in Suzuki Superboat, but is getting faster and faster as the rounds wind down. Another one, well, he's not brand new to jet sprinting, but he's having trouble getting used to his boat. Chris Munro and Brent Scammell, a navigational error consigns them to 7th. So it is Rob Cooley in 8th place, Chris Munro in 7th, but at the top of the tree there's really no change. Richard Bird and Leighton Manel back in his own boat, dicing it out for the top 2 spots in Suzuki Superboat.
We're coming on leaps and bounds here. We're having a bit of fun out there, and yeah, we're currently sitting in 3rd spot, I think. So it's sort of been been there at the end of the day's paying off at the moment. So yeah, no, we're having a good time.
Well, this man has said a mouthful. He is coming on in leaps and bounds. There is no doubt about that. Jamie Cooper from Wanganui, along with Braden Tate, his navigator. The boat is a Mack craft. Away they go. They will set the benchmark in the 8 in Suzuki Superboat here at Hastings. And look at the pristine condition of the water. Absolutely flat, crystal clear, and great for the Superboats. But you don't want to make too many mistakes. If you get close to the islands, there's a little bit of a weed problem here at Hastings, and it slows them dramatically. Let's have a look as we come up to the split point here in Suzuki Superboat. Jamie Cooper in the Eliark-sponsored Mack craft with the 410 sprint car engine in it. It's going to be a 33.98 for Cooper at the split. So, as I said, he will set the benchmark. First to go in the 8 here in Suzuki Superboat. And it's been a steep learning curve for him, but he really has picked up a few of the tricks, boating down the centre of the course, heading down towards the finish line now. 51.73. Jamie Cooper beats his best time by over 2 seconds. That's a great run. Brent White and Magoo Morris Edwards next to go. This new combination this season. Brent White been around the sport for a long time, but mostly as one of the backroom boys behind the scenes. Had a bit of a flirtation with the lights class and a little bit of Group A time. Here he is now, though, in Suzuki Superboat. You ride with him here. Morris Edwards, past New Zealand Lights champion. Magoo to his friends. That's his hand, you can see. Whitey's another one that's been a pretty steep learning curve, certainly here at Hastings. In the first 3 qualification rounds, he went wrong every single time. But he has got a best time of 54.02. That was in the top 16. This is the top 8. He'll be looking to go quicker again. Another one that runs the sprint car combination. Sprint car 410 engine. Time was a 34.29, so a little bit down on the time of Jamie Cooper. Oh, things just get a little bit wild there as you're back on board with the best seat in the house as they head down towards the finish line now. Looking to go better than his 54-second run. He's going to do that. He's eclipsed the 54. That's a 52.09 for Brent White and Magoo Morris Edwards. So another huge improvement. White Totra's Duncan Wilson is currently the New Zealand number 2 in Suzuki Superboat. His 640 cubic inch big block Donovan powered lethal injection Sprint Tech boat has even more power this season. So he and navigator Jamie Lee Lupton should be able to take the fight to Burton Maunder. Plagued by small problems both on and off the water, at the halfway mark they are set for a late season charge.
We're just having trouble with the boat. He keeps coughing every now and then. That's what we did that time, and I just stayed out there to try and sort of see what it was. But yeah, we came down there and it just coughed out. And what it did in Auckland, the same thing. We thought we'd fix it, but we haven't yet. So we're just trying something new now. Hopefully this time we don't get that awful cough, and if we don't, we'll be into it.
What did you think it was?
Oh, I thought it was in the electrical. Yeah, we've got a reduction box that takes the spark out of the motor when we start it. We think that's what the problem is. We think we might be losing timing. We're out on the track, or yeah, we thought it was the lead originally, but well, we don't really know if we're just trying everything really. Eliminations.
Must be hard to concentrate out there if you're thinking, if you're waiting in the back of your mind for something to go wrong.
Yeah, you've got to try and leave it really in the back of your mind, but yeah, it's always there. I mean, it happened at Auckland the other day, all day, and then the knockouts were stalled on us, so we don't want it to happen here because it could get messy if we stall out there. We're going at full pace.
Well, Duncan Wilson has said he's been going at full pace. He's another one that was had a few problems in qualifying too with the navigational area. Got down to the 50-second mark though, 50.0 in qualification 3. But here we are in the top 8. Best time so far, 50.1 in the elimination. So he'll be looking to go a little bit better than that because he's got to try and keep a pace with his major nemesis, and that's Richard Burt and Roger Maunder. You're back on board here with lethal injection, the 640 cubic inch Donovan big block. And the argument will continue to rage is which is better, the small block configuration in the back of the boat or the big block. The small block people say that the big block works like a pendulum. Well, it's worked pretty well for Duncan Wilson because it's a good split. 31.49, that's the fastest we've seen so far. Just nickel and dime problems have been plaguing this combination. If you take away the crashing feast he had at Featherston. Well, no crashing this time, 47.98 for Duncan Wilson.
Today looks fast, but we just had a few problems this morning, so I've got to put my head around this course now and get that right. If we get that right, I think there's going to be some speed out there today, so that could be a huge advantage for us, yes.
It is a pretty technical course, but it's one you can concentrate on because there's no real traps. I mean, there's a feeling of safety from when you start. You can focus on the navigation.
Yeah, I'd say that would be quite honest to say, and there's no big hairpins where you've got to really get it sorted, go wide, get it nice, don't go in too fast and come back out, which obviously that's a problem for us. So if it keeps a nice flow on today and we don't have the slip, yeah, it could be quite an advantage for us anyway. We'll definitely make it easier for us to drive, yeah.
Well, Pat Dillon had problems in the early qualification, but that jumped straight into the 47-second bracket. So he is one to watch here. You're on board with Pat and Steve Edmonds. The boat is the Holt. And already we're up to the fourth boat, so we'll be getting set to eliminate some competitors here after this run of Dillon. And listen to that forward scream. It is such a sweet-sounding engine. The supercharged and fuel-injected Ford big block. Pat Dillon out of Wanganui. Steve Edmonds beside him. You're riding in the best seat in the house here at Hastings. It's round 4 of the Jet Pro New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championship, and this run looks to be a fast one, and the split time will tell you that it is 30.95. That's the fastest split we've seen so far, with a couple of the front runners still to go, but that's a great result for the man from Wanganui. Oh, and the boat leaps out of the water, but somehow he gets it back and he carries on. This is going to be fast for Pat Dillon. It's going to be in the 47s. It is in the 47s. 47.71. The fastest lap of the afternoon.
Leighton, 4th round of the championship. Hadn't been your year with that motor, has it?
Nah, she's been a bit rough. We've been flat out rebuilding it, so last bits arrived on Thursday, so we've thrown it back together and got here today and looking to push pretty hard. So yeah, hopefully we can get back up, and it's going to be hard to pull Richard back from here, but we'll give it a good shot.
Well, Leighton Manel and his wife Kelly have had all sorts of mechanical dramas. I think they're on to their second or maybe their third engine, so Wanganui engine reconditioners will be happy. They're not. Dave's sure that they've got the results in them. He led the championship after round 2, but now it is Burt and Maunder back in front. You're right on board here with Leighton and Kelly Manel. And another combination that's been fast right off the trailer. Been in the 47s constantly, 47.341, their best time. Once again, Hummer time looking good on the water. And listen to the shriek from that 500 cubic inch small block. And another good split time for Leighton Manel, 30.60. The times keep dropping. That should translate into, I would think, maybe a sub 47 second run if he can bring it home quickly. Heading down towards the finish line now, Leighton and Kelly Manel out of Wanganui, and it is a 46-second run, 46.91. They eliminate Brent White, and they go fastest of all of the Suzuki Superboats so far. This from qualifying round 4. This is Richard Burt, the defending champion. Gets through the run okay, but then has problems at the finish line, and the boat just keeps on going. Just about out of the joint.
We just came in there and hit all that dirty wash, and the boat just started to sort of jump sideways in there. I thought, yeah, I'd rather take it straight on than side on.
Yeah, that's one island, but why did you do the other 2?
Well, yeah, we were going for a bit of long distance there, a bit of freestyle.
Bit of freestyle, points for distance. Were you after the trees?
Yeah, no, I definitely wasn't heading for home, but yeah, boat wanted to.
Well, that was qualification round 4. There was no significant damage to the boat, so they have made it through to the top 8 in Suzuki Superboat as Richard Burt and Roger Maunder. And they have been the combination to beat, as they have been all season long. But they've always had a bit of a moment early on in the qualification rounds. We saw that at Mary Mary as well. Got so close to putting the boat on its lid, it came back down and he went on to go through. What can he do here? He's the points leader. We'll be looking for a low 30-second split, I would think, if that will give us an indication of what the time's going to be. Coming up to the split time line. No, forget low 30s. 29.10, low 29s for Richard Burt and Roger Maunder. Every time someone sets the base level, they go under it, and they've done it again here. They are just too good. That's why they're defending champions. They're in the 45s in the top 16. We're going to do it again with a 45.20 in the 8. So they march on. So it is in your face. Richard Burt and Roger Maunder, 45.20. They set the benchmark in Suzuki Superboat. Leighton Manel in second place, and Pat Dillon, something for the Ford fans to cheer about, in third. So this is Duncan Wilson, and this is the 4 here at Hastings. Round 4 of the Jet Pro New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championship, Suzuki Superboat. Look at the previous times in the 47s. He'll need to go a whole lot quicker than that if he wants to make the next elimination, and that is the 2. Duncan Wilson, Jamie Lee Lupton. The boat is Lethal Injection. It's a Sprint Tech hull, and it's a 640 cubic inch big block Donovan engine sitting just behind Wilson and Lupton. Last split time for Duncan was a 31.46. Let's see what he can do this time around. Conditions pretty near perfect here at Hastings, round 4 of the National Series. If you listen to the engine, it hardly looks like it's working. Well, I can tell you it is, because that is a 30.61 split. That's the fastest he's done all day. Heading around this multi-island course down towards the finish line now. He'll want to be in the 47s or a little bit better, I would think. 1 corner to go, and then it's a straight shot to the finish line. 47.16, his quickest. Well, this is Pat Dillon and Steve Edmonds. The boat is the Hulk. Something for the Ford fans to cheer about. And the other thing to cheer about is the fact that Pat Dillon is right in this. Look at the times. 47.43, 47.31, and he's gone wrong. Oh, can you believe it? The man from Wanganui, he's turned far too tight. He should have taken the second right. He's corrected it, so he's obviously going to finish the run. Have a look at this on the split screen. Duncan Wilson does it the right way. Pat Dillon does it the wrong way. Look at that. Pat Dillon turns too tight. And that will cost him big time. Well, he's been in the 47s, but the time is going to blow out. And unfortunately, a navigational error is going to mean the end to Pat Dillon. Here is the end of the run, and look at the time. 55.73.
Yeah, handling-wise, it feels really good. I think I just got to carry on learning in the driving seat, but certainly running out of power as I come around the top finish. So I feel like I just need a bit of a shove. So let's hope this time around we'll see what we can do. We need to get rid of those oil smells.
Well, oil smells for Leighton and Kelly Manel in Hummer time. Away he goes. Now, he is in a sniff of this, not only here at Hastings, but also in the National Championship as well. But he's had desperate problems. Mechanical issues. He blew the big block to pieces in practice. That's why he used Duncan Wilson's boat in the previous round, just to get enough points. And I don't think that sounds 100% at the moment either. And it's dropped off. It's dropped a couple of cylinders, I think. There's mechanical issues again for Hummer time. Well, what has happened?
We made a lot of oil in that last one. We were really trucking around the top end of the course here. Felt really strong, and then just bang, just immediately lost probably 500 revs, and the thing was flat to the boards, and it's not worth wrecking, $60,000 motor, so it's not worth staying out there just for the hell of it.
Mate, you just fixed it.
Just fixed it, yeah. It's a bit gut-wrenching, but that's racing.
Richard, top 4. You're the only guy in the 45s. You got much left?
Yeah, there's a little bit to play with, but that last run, it felt like our engine had gone off a little bit. Unfortunately, seems to be the way our engine's going at the moment, but hey, at least it's not the second run.
These things are very temperamental these days, eh?
Oh, it's frustrating. Yeah, I don't know what to say. We're driving them fairly hard.
You are driving them hard.
When they were originally built, the guys weren't driving anywhere near as hard, I don't think so.
Richard Burt and Roger Maunder, this is the top 4. They were quickest in the 8 with a 45.20. The split time was a 29.10. They've been consistently in the 45s. Those times don't mean anything now. We wipe the slate clean. We start again. Oh, the boat just gets a little bit untidy over the weight there. Well, you heard Richard saying before that the 500 small blocks are under intense pressure now. The boat's being ridden so hard. What's the split time going to be? 29.10 in the 8, 28.89. So he's gone quicker again. And you look at the pictures on the telly and you think, well, he doesn't look like he's going fast. Well, he's going faster than anyone has today at Hastings. Richard Burt, the funeral director from Palmerston North, his father-in-law sits alongside him. 44.68. Take that. So Birdie goes quicker again, 44.68. Duncan Wilson second quickest with the 47.16, and it's goodbye to Pat Dillon and Leighton Manel. Well, we're down to just 2, but there's real drama down in the start area because Duncan Wilson has got a problem. You see Richard Burt and Roger Maunder in there helping, but Wilson has got some engine difficulties here. Now, under the rules, he must start the event. If he doesn't start the event, it won't happen. It's not going to happen for Duncan Wilson, so Richard Burt, well, all he has to do really is cruise, but I don't think he knows cruise. I don't think that's in his vocabulary at all. And look at the times. He's the only one in the 44s. He did that in the top 4. He only needs to finish and post a time to win round 4 here, but he is not going to do that. He's gone for the doctor once again. 28.89 was his split time in the top 4. Are we going to see a faster time here for Richard and Roger? We are going to see a faster time, 28.60. The engineers on the sideline would have said, just take it easy. We know we've got a few reliability issues with this 500 Chevy small block, but there's no way this guy is taking it easy. This is going to be the fastest run of the day, and it is 44.32. He wins it in style. Commiserations to Duncan Wilson, but how are you going to stop Richard Burt and in your face? 44.32. Poor old Duncan Wilson doesn't get to start.
Another victory under the belt. Today, game of survival. You survived a wild ride.
Yep.
Motor's still in one piece. Boat's still in one piece. You having a good time?
Oh, thoroughly enjoying it. Yeah, we had that moment earlier in the day, but could have been a lot worse. Like I said earlier in the day, I felt the boat slip on that wash. It was better to take a straight line approach at it. But, well, Rog measured it at 75 feet or something outside of the track, and I don't know how many metres it is back into where we actually lost it. Awesome day. Commiserations to Duncan for his engine failing, and I think Leighton's was the same as well. So,
oh well, on to Wanganui under lights.
Looking forward to that. Whole new spin on it.
It is the dominant boat in Suzuki Superboat that marches on. Richard Burt on top on the points, 116 points to Leighton Manel's 106. Close for third with Duncan Wilson just 3 points adrift, and Pat Dillon locked in a tie.
Oh,